I bit and scraped my fingernails until the edges were all cracked and uneven. The men I was matched against would miss no detail. I rolled up my sleeves, and there was a forearm which might have been a blacksmith, sunburnt and rough with old scars. Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, Noodle here, and today we're back with the 39 steps. Let's go. Run to the hills. Henry must lie low, but the Scottish police are pursuing him with an advantage on their home turf. Let's do this. Run to the hills. Wednesday, 27 May, 1914. Pebbleshire, Scotland. Or is it Peebleshire? Peeble? I know I gotta have at least one Scottish person. I sat down and took stock of my position. Oh, of course it's raining. I realized that my vantage ground might be in reality a trap. There was no cover for Tom Tit in those bald green places. My enemies had located me, and the next thing would be a cordon around me. I didn't know what force they could command, but I was certain it would be sufficient. The aeroplane had seen my bicycle and would conclude that I would try to escape by road. There might be a chance on the moors to the right or the left. We're ditching that motherfucker. Oh, you could have hidden it better. Like, laid it down. Then I climbed to the knoll, which gave me a view of the two valleys. At other times I would have liked the place, but now it seemed to suffocate me. The free moorlands were prison walls, and the keen hill air was the breath of a dungeon. I tossed a coin. Heads right, tails left. Heads. Then I found the roadman.
Good day to you.
He looked at me with a fishy eye.
Confound the day I ever left the herding. There I was, my own master. Now I'm a slave to the government, tethered to the roadside with sair een in a back like a suckle.
What? Okay. The man. He was a wild figure about my size, but much bent, with a week's beard on his chin and a big pair of horned spectacles. The job. The plight of the road mender was a difficult one. Breaking up stones and laying them across miles of Scottish tracks was a tough job indeed. Ugh, man, that sounds like a terrible fucking job.
Oh, mercy on me, my head's bursting. I can't do it. The surveyor man just report me, I'm for my bed.
What is your trouble, may I ask?
His trouble was clear enough.
The trouble is that I'm no sober. Last night my daughter Maren was wadded, and the dance still fower in the byre. Me and some other chiels sat down to the drinking, and here I am. Pity that I ever looked on the wine when it was red.
Sleep sounds like your best bet.
It's easy speaking. But I got a postcard yestreen saying that the new road surveyor would be round the day. He'll come and he'll no find me, or else he'll find me foo, and either way I'm a done man. I'll walk back to my bed and say I'm no wheel, but I doubt that'll no help me, for they ken my kind of no wheelness.
Okay. I have to say this. Okay. I have friends, international friends, all over the place. And we all basically concluded that American English is the most backward, stupid sounding English ever. And while we as Americans may sound like the slow children of the English-speaking nations. I can't understand a fucking thing that this guy is saying. If it wasn't for the subtitles, I would have no fucking clue. None whatsoever. Zero. So, yeah, we may sound dumb, but at least you can understand what the fuck we're saying. Jesus Christ.
Where's your house?
I was directed by a waving finger to the cottage by the stream.
Well, back to your bed and sleep in peace. I'll take on your job for a bit and see the surveyor.
He stared at me blankly. Then, as the notion dawned on his fuddled brain, his face broke into a vacant, drunken smile.
Eh? Oh, hey, you're the Billy. It'll be easy enough managed. I've finished that bingo stains, so you needn't chop any more for noon. Just take the barry and wheel enough metal for your own quarry down the road to make another bing the morn. My name's Alexander Turnbull, and I've been 7 years at the trade and 20 afore that herding in Leith and Water. My friends call me Eki, and Wales Specky, for I wear glasses in wake of the sight. Just you speak the surveyor fair and calm, sir, and he'll be well pleased. I'll be back, midday.
Collected the roadman. Boop. In my pocket. I borrowed his spectacles and filthy old hat, stripped off coat, waistcoat, and collar, and gave him them to carry home. Okay, so he took my shit. I borrowed too the foul stump of clay pipe as an extra property. He indicated my simple task, and without more ado set off at an amble bedwards. Then I set to work to dress for the part. I opened the collar of my shirt. It was vulgar blue with white check such as plowmen wear, and revealed a neck as brown as any tinker's. I rubbed a good deal of dirt also into the sunburn of my cheeks. My boots did not satisfy me, but by dint of kicking among the stones, I reduced them to a granite-like surface which marks a roadman's footgear. I broke one of the bootlaces and retied it in a clumsy knot, and loosed the other so that my thick gray socks bulged over the uppers. I bit and scraped my fingernails until the edges were all cracked and uneven. The men I was matched against would miss no detail. I rolled up my sleeves, and there was a forearm which might have been a blacksmith, sunburnt and rough with old scars. A roadman's eyes would no doubt be a little inflamed, so I contrived to get some dirt in both of mine, and by dinge of vigorous rubbing produced a bleary effect. Jesus. He went all out. The sandwiches Sir Harry had given me had gone with my coat, but the roadman's lunch tied up in a red handkerchief was at my disposal. I did up the bundle again and put the paper conspicuously beside it. On I went, trundling my loads of stone with the heavy step of the professional. Soon I grew warm, and the dust in my face changed into a solid and abiding grit.
Are you Alexander Turnbull? I am the new County Road Surveyor. You live at Black Hopefoot and have charge of the section from Laidlaw Byres to the Riggs. Good. A fair bit of road, Turnbull, and not badly engineered. A little soft about a mile off and the edges want cleaning. See you look after that. Good morning. You'll know me the next time you see me.
Clearly my getup was good enough for the dreaded surveyor. New event, the roadman. Oh. Great. I'm going to be right back. I forgot to start my alarm, so I have no idea how long I've been recording. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't know how long I was recording for, so here we go. Roadside deception. As a bespectacled roadman, Hanley comes face to face with his enemies in a grueling battle of wits. To the death. Roadside deception. Wednesday, 27 May, 1914. Peebleshire, Scotland. Someone's gonna come up and be like, actually, Noodle, it's pronounced Peebleshire. I'm gonna be like, well, you getting Peebleshire the fuck off. Oh, God. Just about midday, a big car stole down the hill, guided past and drew up 100 yards beyond. Its 3 occupants descended as if to stretch their legs and sauntered towards me. 2 of the men I'd seen before from the window of the Gallow Inn, one lean, sharp, and dark, the other comfortable and smiling. The third had the look of a countryman. A vet, perhaps, or a small farmer. He was dressed in ill-cut knickerbockers, and the eye in his head was as bright and wary as a hen's.
Morning! That's a fine, easy job of yours.
I slowly and painfully straightened my back after the roadman, spat vigorously after the manner of the low Scot, and regarded them steadily before replying.
There's world jobs, and there's better. I would rather hae yours, sitting all day on your hinderlands and egg cushions. It's you and your muckle cors that wreck my roads. If we all had our richts, you should be made to mend what you break.
The bright-eyed man was looking at the newspaper lying beside Turnbull's bundle.
I see you get your papers in good time.
Aye, in good time. Seeing that paper come out last Saturday, I'm just 6 days late.
He picked it up and glanced at the subscription and laid it down again. Saturday.
You've a fine taste in boots. These were never made by a country shoemaker.
They were not. They were made in London. I got they through the gentleman that was here last year for the shooting. What was his name now?
I scratched a forgetful head.
Let us get on. This fellow is all right. Let us get on. This fellow is all right.
Did you see anyone pass early this morning? He might be on a bicycle or he might be on foot.
I very nearly fell into the trap and told the story of a bicyclist hurrying past in the grey dawn.
Wasn't up very early. You see, my daughter was married last night, and we keeped it up late. I opened the house door about 7, and there was nobody on the road then. Since I come up here, there has just been the baker and the Rackhill herd, besides you gentlemen.
One of them gave me a cigar, which I smelt gingerly and stuck in Turnbull's bundle. They were out of sight in 3 minutes, and my heart leapt with enormous relief. I went on wielding my stones. It was as well, for 10 minutes later the car returned, one of the occupants waving a hand at me. Those gingerly left nothing to chance. Those gentry left nothing to chance. I finished Turnbull's bread and cheese, and pretty soon had finished the stones. Collected Blackstone's henchmen. In my pocket. The next step was what puzzled me. I had a notion that the cordon was still tied around the glen, and that if I walked in any direction I should meet with questions. Get out I must. No man's nerve could stand more than a day of being spied on. Then suddenly...
Excuse me. May I trouble you for a light?
By an amazing chance, I knew him. His name was Marmaduke Jopley, and he was an offense to creation. Awarded unbelievable luck. Dun, dun, dun. Reputation. He was a sort of blood stockbroker who did his business by totaling eldest sons and rich young peers and foolish old ladies. He would crawl a mile on his belly to anything that had a title or a million. First meeting. I had a business introduction to his firm when I first came to London. He was good enough to ask me to dinner at his club. There he showed off at a great rate and pattered about his duchesses, still in the snobbery of the creature turned me sick. I asked a man afterwards why nobody kicked him, and was told that Englishmen never reverence the weaker sex. Basically, he's a bitch. Anyhow, there he was now, nattily dressed in a fine new car, obviously on his way to visit some of his smart friends, and he hadn't a clue who I was. Oh. Yes, dude, I think we should. Just jump right in.
Hello, Jopley. Well met, my lad.
Who the devil are you?
My name's Hanny, from Rhodesia, you remember?
Good God, the murderer!
Just so. And there'll be a second murder, my dear, if you don't do as I tell you. Give me that coat of yours, that cap too.
Sorry, I'm pouring me a beverage. Sorry. He did as bid, for he was blind with terror. Over the dirty trousers and vulgar shirt, I put on his smart driving coat, which buttoned high at the top and thereby hid the deficiencies of my collar. I stuck the cap on my head and added his gloves to my get-up. The dusty roadman in a minute was transformed into one of the neatest motorists in Scotland. On Mr. Jopley's head, I clapped Turnbull's unspeakable hat and told him to keep it there.
Now, my child, sit quite still and be a good boy. I mean you no harm. I'm only borrowing your car for an hour or two. But if you play me any tricks, and above all, if you open your mouth, as sure as there's a god above me, I'll wring your neck. Savvy?
Just don't hurt me.
Totally just stole his car. I enjoyed that evening's ride. Henny, you're such an amazing man. As the dark fell, I turned up a side glen into an unfretted corner of the hills. Soon the villagers were left behind. The villages were left behind, then the farms, and then even the wayside cottage. Here we stopped, and I obligingly reversed the car and restored to Mr. Jopley his belongings.
1,000 thanks. There's more use in you than I thought. Now be off and find the police.
I'll get you.
As I sat on the hillside, I reflected on the various kinds of crime I had now sampled. Contrary to the general belief, I was not a murderer, but I had become an unholy liar, a shameless imposter, and a highwayman with a marked taste for expensive motor cars. New event! The game is up. Just like the jig is up. The jig is up. Okay, I think that's going to be it for right now. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and see how the game is up. And, yep, and I think this is as far as I have gotten. Remember I told you I played a few chapters? Yeah, this is about as far as I got. We're a little bit more than halfway there now. Actually, we're at the halfway point, I believe. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.